morning, everyone. Thank you all for taking the time to come here today to talk to us about custodial software management and quality, basically. I have a slideshow presentation that I'm going to go through. I'm kind of going to set the table a little bit before we start to talk about the quality program, but I do want to focus on this today because let's face it, when people go out and do the work, somebody has to go and make sure the work was done correctly, right? So that's really what it's all about. The slideshow presentation is designed with some questions for you to be thinking about in your minds about your own your own cleaning program. And we will go into the quality piece as we go along. So once again, I appreciate your time today. And the few questions I want you to consider as we go through, and once again, there are quite a few, but how many of you, by show of hands, view your custodial department and run it as a business? That's a good thing, right? I mean, let's face it, we're trying to satisfy customers. We have customers that we're trying to make happy, which is not always easy, right? But that's our main purpose in life. For those of you who don't, have you ever thought, why don't you? I mean, it is really a business. It's something that you are taking seriously, trying to make your customers satisfied, getting it done this way. Who would be able to tell me what they feel is the largest expenditure in your custodial budget? Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead, ma'am. Toilet paper? Labor. There. Labor. Anyone else? Well, the winner is labor. Labor is the largest expense of the overall operation. And to give you an example of how it breaks down, this is a pie chart for a building service contractor. And a building service contractor is someone who's contracted obviously to do the cleaning. Who here works for an educational facility? Wow, it's a lot. You're really a building service contractor, aren't you? You just work for the entity. I know Eric's here from Ithaca College, a lot of people here from Ithaca. You are actually a building service contractor, so maybe you can relate to some of these things. If you'll notice, the office and facilities, 3.8% of the total budget. This is once again 90 employees. Advertising, 1.1%. Wages and benefits, 74.9%, the largest portion of the overall operation. So, boy, that brings into play a lot of different things. Does anybody ever make mistakes out there in the job? Is that a me too? Measuring those mistakes and trying to take care of that, we have to make sure that we minimize and eliminate those. Otherwise, what happens? Costs us more and more money. We all operate on a budget, don't we? Don't we, Eric? Right? Yeah. So mistakes are costly. We're going to talk to you a little bit about how quality can assist you with that. Let me ask you this. Who would agree with this statement? You can't manage what you can't measure. It's really difficult to manage something if you don't have any parameters, things like this that you can take a look at. If you agree with the statement, then how would you currently establish, manage, track, measure, and report the overall effectiveness and productivity of your custodial department? Let's face it. We all have bosses, right? You know, people that we have to answer to. If you go over budget, you've got to have an explanation for that, right? So we have to be able to track these things. So how do we do that? How challenging has securing training and management staff been for you guys? When you find somebody who's a manager in here, who manages people, okay? When you find, Bob, I'll go for you, okay? If you find someone that's made mistakes, we talked a little bit about this morning. How do we handle it? Exactly right. Okay, good. And I'm sure you have a method of doing that, correct? Come on in, everybody. Have a seat. Very informal, please. Feel free. Make yourselves comfortable. So training's a big part of this, obviously. Oops. Sure, yeah, I'm going to go through all that, right. In fact, why don't we just, thank you, Mike. Appreciate that. When we do quality inspections, okay, what's the norm for a quality inspection? What I see out there is people go around with a clipboard after the work's been done, and they have a sheet of paper that they've made, some sort of a template or something like this, and then they're going around and checking off the different aspects of the job, right? Were the floors clean? How did the glass look? And you check that off on the piece of paper, right? Who does it this way now? That's how you do it? Okay. Nothing wrong with that. It's a great way to do it. Somebody's got to do this. So then at some point in time, do you take this back and you enter it into a database of some sort?
I don't know what we do after the fact that we're going to our supervisor.
Okay. I can pretty much assure you that they take that information, that sheet of paper, and they will go back and enter it into a database. So it takes the time to go around and do the inspection, correct? A lot of time there. And then if we have to go back at the end of the day and enter all this into some sort of a database, that could take upwards of anywhere from 5 to 10 hours, depending on how large the facility is. Wouldn't it be great if you could do this inspection on an iOS device like this, where you could actually go through and do all the quality reports? Hey, how'd the floors look? Pass, fail. They passed. How did the glass cleaner? How does the glass work? Good. High dusting, good, whatever it may be. All of this goes right into the device and into the program. That way you don't have to spend that extra time. This is what custodial management software is all about. And the quality piece is so very important because with us, it tells us the mistakes that are being made and how we need to address that. Okay, so when we find somebody that's made a mistake, much like Bob, goes and talks to them, gets their supervisor involved, we would even take it a step further, and we offer a video tutorial training program called CleanCheck, which covers, with video tutorials, every aspect of housekeeping that there is, from floor care to restroom care. There's even health services, lodging and hospitality, restroom care, whatever it may be. We can show an actual video, the entire video, or just the portion where we had the mistake that was made, and then bring them back to where they need to be, and then we go from there. So who thinks that would save them time? Who's using a program like this now? Very good. Do you have a clear picture as to exactly what services and tasks your custodial department provides? Through software management, we have the ability to identify every area, all the tasks that need to be performed in that area, whether it's daily, probably want to clean the bathrooms every day, right? Especially in a busy place. Or some things could be weekly, like high dusting. Some things could be monthly. But we can schedule all of these different tasks, and they are all set to ISSA standards, 612 standards. And that's our baseline metric for that particular aspect. ISSA 612, that's basically a time study. It has evolved from, I think, something in the 400s up to 612 now. But they've studied how to do everything there possibly can be to do, whether you're vacuuming this room, for example. Well, if all these chairs weren't in here, I'm going to guess this is somewhere around 1,000, 1,500 square feet off the top of my head. I could probably vacuum this with no furniture in the room in maybe 20 minutes, something like that. Would that be reasonable? But if I have to go in and out of all these different chairs and work my way around it, it's going to take a little bit more time. We can customize this program to make sure that it allows for different things like that as well. So workloading, quality, these are all aspects of the program. What impact, real or perceived, does not establishing baseline metrics or expectations and measuring performance to these metrics have on your custodial department, on the staff, on the students, customers, on the overall health of the facility? This gives us the ability to make sure that everything is being done that's necessary to offer the quality product that we all seek and desire to provide. What impact to your business would having a tool that would assist you to establish, manage, track, measure, and report the overall effectiveness of your custodial department? Well, we believe it would be very good. Most of you are already doing quality inspections and performing quality inspections and pointing out mistakes and correcting mistakes one way or the other. Time is money, correct? Remember, labor's the biggest part of this whole piece of the pie. If we can cut that down, if we can make sure that the mistakes are being eliminated, it gives us the ability to be more effective. 3 P's of the cleaning business: people, processes, and products. We obviously have to have products that are going to work for us, that our people can be trained on and be comfortable with. Processes. This is what this is all about. Our Clean Check program gives us all the ability to do everything exactly the same way every time and be cross-trained. And of course, without people, nothing happens, and good people at that. So remember, can't manage what we can't measure. If we can measure it, we can manage it. When we manage it, if we find that there are mistakes being made, we can correct those as well. Please feel free to stop by my booth today, get some information on our Clean Check program. As Mike was mentioning, this covers every aspect of housekeeping. It breaks it down by chapter. You know, we mentioned that it takes about 15 minutes to go through the restroom part. Obviously, when we go into the floor care piece, when we're talking about stripping and recoating or scrubbing and recoating, daily maintenance, weekly maintenance, monthly maintenance, that particular segment is a little bit longer. But once again, through our quality inspections, we can go find out where the mistakes that are being made are happening. We can correct them and move forward to make sure that they don't happen again, saving us time and money. CompuClean is the name of our cloud-based custodial management system. We have everything, all the information stored, password protected to the cloud. It's owned and developed by my company, Spartan Chemical. It's available exclusively to Spartan customers. It features custom work loading and work management, inventory management, quality assurance, which we're talking about today. It also will track your capital equipment management, PMs, things like this that need to be done. The beauty of that is, what I find is, if we have, say, 2 different vacuum cleaners and we go back and look at the records on PMs, if we find that one of these, ABC company, has been in the shop 5 times in the last year and a half, and piece from XYZ company has only had the belt changed once, that helps us with a purchasing decision, doesn't it? Points out some things like this. Very, very important tool to have there. The reports that we can generate from our quality inspections and different things like this are fantastic as well. I'm going to show you some examples in a minute. Mobile apps are available for Android devices, iPad, iPhone, and iTouch. And the beauty of it is, I pulled up one of my quality inspections here. I can go down, have all my information entered as to where my building is, what area I'm inspecting from a drop-down list, and then I go to here for how do the floors look. Well, they look good. They did well. So I hit that, and it's been done. The grade comes up. Walls, furnishings, whiteboards, desk, whatever the area is and what's involved in the area that you are inspecting, you will finally come up with a grade down below, and all this information goes right into the program so that you can generate reports that justify the training, justify the personnel. Yes, ma'am?
Is there a place for comments?
Yes, there is. There's actually a place also for pictures. So you can actually take a snapshot and say, hey, doing a great job, but by the way, check the corner of this bathroom. Could you pay a little bit more attention to that next time, and show a picture? And once again, we feel like every mistake that's made that way is a function of training. So what do? Bring them back in, we show them the video, talk to them about the mistake that was made, try to correct it so that it doesn't happen again. Thank you, nice question. Anyone else? We store all this information password protected to the cloud. When we first came out with CompuClean, we were actually dealing with the IT departments of different facilities. That was quite an experience, as you can imagine. It took us a while, a lot of times, to get the program up and running because of the, well, first of all, IT is pretty busy, if you haven't noticed. Those guys stay stay really on the job. We were trying to deal with those guys. We found it much, much easier to be able to store the information to the cloud, password protected. Secure, reliable, and redundant. The upgrades apply automatically. A program like this, you could go out and purchase on the open market with the different facets that are involved, probably somewhere, and I'm going to ballpark this, okay, between $20,000 and $25,000. The problem is, these things get upgraded all the time, and new information's added, and different areas. The time studies are upgraded from ISSA from time to time. So every time there would be an upgrade, that'd probably be another $1,500, $2,000 that you had to pay just so your program would stay current and up to date. With CompuClean, everything is, once you're in there, you get an upgrade, it comes to you automatically. It's very cost effective. We only charge there's a commitment for purchase, and then there's a cloud fee. It's like a time sharing fee. Be happy to go through that with you if you're interested. Stop by. You can access it from anywhere on any browser-enabled device, from a desktop, a laptop, a smartphone, iPad, tablet. The mobile piece is fantastic because you can really knock out some quality inspections in little no time by going through and checking it off. You know what you're looking for, and gives us that advantage. We can view once again, as I mentioned, it's available for Android devices, iPhone, iPad, iTouch. We can perform inspections online or offline. You can capture images and attach to the inspections, as we were talking about. Add comments to the inspections and images. Barcode areas. If you have barcode capabilities, you can barcode the area, scan it with your mobile device. It'll pull up your quality inspection right away. Free for any licensed CompuClean user, and you can install it to unlimited devices. Industry standard secure access. As you can see here, you're going to log in and you're going to have a password. There will be a URL assigned to you when you sign up for it, and you go in and access it. It's all password protected, as I've mentioned, and we can create roles to limit users to only those portions of the program that they actually need. So you have full control. And once again, as I mentioned earlier, it's totally customizable. So if you feel like you've got an area that maybe takes more time than whatever the ISSA standard would say it would take to do that, you can adjust for that and make it so that you can get the job done and get it done correctly. Work loading, basically we enter the room ID, a building, an area type, a floor type, and once we've entered that in, as well as the square footage, this list of beautiful tasks appear that you can choose, the ones that you want to do daily. Some you may not do at all, may not apply to you, but all the tasks will be right there. It also will say how often it should be done, which once again you can adjust the frequency. 365 means every day. 52 means once a week. And then the category that's defined. So industry standard 612, input creating cleaning tasks for any type of space, assign the employees. This program has a personnel database. Now I know most of you already have, if you're managing people, you have a personnel database. If you don't have one, you could import all of the information, the name of the person, how long they've been there, wages, things like this. And then we can assign the areas to the different personnel, and this way we can track their actual performance as well based on actual costs and time that it takes to perform the task. Quality assurance, what we were just talking about a few minutes ago, and this is the piece that we feel is the most used by anyone out there, because everyone's doing quality inspections one way or the other, right, Mike? And whether you're doing it on a piece of paper and coming back and entering it into the database, or you're doing it this way, everyone's doing quality inspections. We all get called on the carpet from time to time. Track performance by building, employee, supervisor, and more. I'm going to show you some examples of some of the reports that are available in the few minutes that I have left. Quality reporting provides detailed results to help you maximize the performance of your workers. Perform inspections online or offline, as we said before. Captures pictures to fully document the issues, as we were speaking about. And the barcode areas, once again, if you're into barcoding, it will help you this way. Whoops. Building quality performance report. Quality score by area type. This gives us an opportunity to take a look at what areas we need improvement upon. Classrooms in this particular example were 86%. The common areas in the hall, 66. Maybe not so great. Conference room, 78. Entry, 87, all the way down to where we actually get an average score for the tasks that are being performed in these different areas. This gives us also the ability to look at the quality by line item, whether we're cleaning counters, dispensers, door and door frames. You can see in this particular example, floors and door frames were a little bit lacking there. So once again, it helps us to point out where we need to focus our training and where we need to focus to correct the mistakes that are being made. Provides performance metrics for all inspection items to help target training, identify areas for improvement. There, as I mentioned before, a capital equipment database. Once again, you have to be able to track your capital equipment, what's going on with it, how it's being maintained. If you're scheduling PMs on a scheduled basis, this can help you to do that. Lists it all by serial number. Personnel and management events. We can keep track of all the different people that work for us, where they work, and what their tasks and their responsibilities are. So at this point, I'm just going to say, I want to thank you again. I hope this has been informative for you to know that there are programs out there that can help save you time and also help to improve the overall quality of the performance of your staff and the cleanliness and health of your building. I will be upstairs if anyone wants to come and speak to us about this today. We have information on it you can take back, relay to the people that you would want to talk to it about. Some of you have already stopped by to see me. Look forward to coming and talking with you. And I just want to say thanks again very much for your support of Sanico. This is certainly one of the premier distributors in my region. I have enjoyed a long-time relationship with you guys, and I appreciate all you do for us. And we thank you for coming today, and I hope that I may be of service to you at any time. Please feel free to call on me. Have a great day. Thank you.